morning. Good morning, everyone. It's Brandon Copeland, play acting that I was asleep, but here to give you your yoga in bed for this week. I'm really enjoying teaching this class. It's very different than anything else that I do, and I'm hoping that you're enjoying it as well. If you are, please go ahead and like and subscribe to the video, share it with friends, and don't be afraid to donate to the cause, to keeping these classes going through our Cash App or through our PayPal. Both of those will be linked in the video below, in the description below. But before we get started, I guess just to tell you a little bit more about this practice, this will be a yin yoga practice where we do about 5 to 6 poses over the next 20 to 30 minutes, meant for you to be able to practice yoga in bed, not meant for you to feel lazy or like you're not doing one of our trap yoga classes so it's not as good or something like that. The point is really for you to meet yourself right where you are in your bed. We'll move a little bit so you won't just get to lay down the whole time, but enjoy it. Try and make it a class that is more about release and relax, and more about it being okay for you to do less than anything, right? You don't really have to strive all the time, right? Even though society might say otherwise. So we're gonna start just by waking the body up with some pranayama or some breathing techniques. The ones that I like to start off early with before doing anything too major is just our major deep breaths. So as you can see, I'm sitting up. I'm using pillows as props today. I'm not using pillows to help myself sit up. What you want to do with your pillows is either sit them underneath your seat so that you can sit on them and maybe lean the chest forward a little bit if you tend to lean back and get like sleepy. If you sit up on them, you'll feel good. Or if you do want to lean back, like I tend to kind of I slump forward when I fall asleep. So I need to lean back. So I'll stack my pillows in a way that allow not for me to lay back, but allow for me to kind of have that little reminder to sit straight up. So we're going to start with just 10 cleansing breaths, meaning that we're breathing in from the nose, down to the belly, trying to fill up, almost imagining like you're fumigating a house. You're trying to fill up the body with as much air as possible, or as gas as possible. We're going to hold that breath with all of the air in, and then we're going to exhale double time. All right, this will be a theme that you see in this class. It's called 4-7-8 breathing. So we'll take a 4-second inhale, hold for 7, exhale for 8, slowing our heart rate down. Let's see how this feels. Sit tall for more feeling of your body, and awareness of the space around you. Keep the eyes open and on one spot. If you like to close the eyes because you're trying to feel your way into it, or you're still kind of getting into it, you can do that too. So we're going to sit tall, back of the head is long, back of the neck is long. And we'll begin. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale, hold, exhale, inhale, hold, exhale. Three more. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Last one. You can keep this breathing as long as you like. We want to keep the depth of it in our next few postures. The next one being our, cat and cow pose. So I'm going to come forward in cat and cow and find hands and knees on the bed. All right. Cat and cow is meant for us to loosen the spine up. So it's more about your navel really than anything, because it's the central place in your spine. So spread the fingers out and let your shoulders stack over your wrists. Press the feet down. As we drop the belly, we'll inhale and lift the chest up, breathing in, looking up. And we'll exhale and round through the back, tuck the chin, look back. I'm gonna take 10 of these breaths, trying to make about 6 seconds each breath, right? Let's inhale and exhale, right? So we'll slowly inhale. And then exhale. Inhale, belly drops. Exhale, round to the back. You can close the eyes while you do this if you'd like. Inhale. It's a lot less about alignment and maintaining a pose. Exhale. And a lot more about feeling your way through the body. What I mean is, with the eyes closed, see those muscular areas that you might not consciously be opening, but when you close your eyes, you can feel them a little bit better. Right? Exhale. For me right here, I normally don't activate this area. When I close my eyes, I can feel that it needs that focus, right? Outside of my eyes are open, I'm thinking, how low can my belly go? How much can I round through my shoulder? Take 5 more, still rounding through the back. As you inhale up, look over your right shoulder. As you exhale down, look underneath the left. Good, vice versa. Inhale up, look over left. Exhale down, look down the right. Good. 3 more, inhale. And exhale. 2 more. And exhale. Last one. Good. And we'll sit back in between with both feet pointing back and chest up in our hero's pose. So I'm going to stay in hero's pose like this. Maybe if I'm feeling like my ankles and shins are doing a lot of work already, you have the give of the bed, so it won't be as difficult as doing it on the ground or on your mat. But you should feel some opening in the ankles. Maybe you bring the feet apart just a bit and try and sit the hips down. See, my hips are inside of my ankles. For a Virasana or hero's pose, you can stay there. Or maybe work on walking your hands back. Maybe elbows come down, or even shoulders onto the bed. Wherever you are, the tops of the hips and the ankles are opening for the next 5 breaths. We're here for 1, 2, 3, and like resting on the elbows is totally fine. If you're here, that's cool. 4, or even if you want to kind of fluctuate, go back up, that's fine too. Last breath. 5, feeling the outside of the hips, get an opening stretch. Right, we'll sit back up. I'm gonna grab my prop, right, my pillow. I'm gonna actually stack 2. I'm a taller, a little bit bigger, heavier person. I'm gonna bring the pillow right between the feet. And we're just gonna take 10 of those same breaths in a supported child's pose. See, I'll rest, bring my knees around the pillow, rest, Maybe bring even the pillow forward a little bit so my head can rest down on it. Let's bring the left ear down for the first 5 breaths. Hands can come back. And you'll see the shoulder and back will be able to open up over this pillow space. We're here for 1. In. Hold. Long exhale out. It's 4, 7, 8. I'll demonstrate now instead of counting out so that you can kind of get in your own rhythm. On your next inhale, you can switch to the other side. If you want to use your hands, you can. All right, 5 more breaths, same breathing, other side. 1. 2. 3. 4. 1. 4 seconds in. Hold for 7. Out for 8. Good. Move our hands under the shoulders. Sit back just a little bit and then sit back onto the bed. We're gonna work our way into the hips. We'll bring bottoms of the feet together. Let's walk the hand, and I'm gonna extend my feet, if you notice, away from my body so it's not quite as hip intensive as our butterfly pose or bound angle pose, Baddha Konasana. We're gonna bring it forward more for a tortoise pose. And you can again use the pillows here if you'd like to kind of stop your descent, But you'll walk the hands forward, and we'll just take 10 breaths just laying like this. 10 regular breaths, none of the holding that we did before. So you can feel free either maybe to let the cheek rest if that's not too far, or for me, as you can see, it's a little too far, so I'm gonna bunch it up a little bit and just give myself a space for the head to fall. My middle and lower back is my main focus here, so the more weight that I kind of have going forward, the more intense that feeling will feel. If you feel like that's just too much and you want to rest, maybe with the hands down and kind of stop your descent like we were saying, you can. All right, so folded in this position, I'm just gonna do my best to let my body feel heavy and supported by the props. And we're gonna take a 10 to 12 breath count. In the yoga practice, it's these subtle moments now where you're right on that edge, where you can feel right in the middle or lower back the opening happening. And you get a chance to see how your body reacts, how your mind reacts within the body. Does it panic? Does it jump all over the place? Does it avoid? Does it cause you physically to pull back? Right? What is your voice telling you? Listen to that voice over the next 6 breaths and let your breath be a response. So as you feel something, you breathe in. Almost intensify that feeling. Imagine it kind of getting a little bit deeper, and then exhale. Try to experience it. Let go. Focus on that area that you're protecting and allow it to be vulnerable. 5 more. Inhale. Exhale. Intensify the spot. Breathe in. Release. Exhale. Allow it to let go. Let your fear go with it. Take 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Take 1 more. Breath in. And exhale out. Good. Sit up. Coming towards the end of our practice, we'll take pigeon pose, which is more hip opening, but we'll do it in an upright way. I don't want you to go all the way over for pigeon. So we'll take what's called cow face posture. It's not pigeon pose, but it'll give you the hip opening that pigeon pose gives you, right? So you're gonna take basically the same shape of legs, and we're gonna bring 1 foot in, right? And we're gonna stack the other foot on top of the knee for our cow face posture, right? And I'm just gonna sit here, hand on top of the knee, sitting tall. Just 5 breaths, and then we'll switch to the other side. This will help us open our hips for our meditation practice and kind of get the hips and legs ready for the start of the day. So sitting tall, let the shoulders draw down the back. We're here for 5. 4. 3. 2. Last breath. Good, we'll switch. So bring the right leg on the bottom, left leg is on top. Each side is different, as I can tell here. So I'm not gonna expect for both sides to be the same, right? In shape or in breath, right? So same focus of breath. We're here for 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. I'm going to release this hip opening. Our next pose will be a twist, and then we'll take our meditation and rest, right? So I'm going to let my twist out. I give my back a little bit of height. I'm going to sit up with my chest like this and simply twist. This is one of the best ways that you can start to open up the body in your bed, is by laying down in your twist. Knees to chest. Excuse me. Ooh, it's working, right? And we shift our knees over to the left. We can look over the right shoulder, feeling a slight opening concentrated in our hip, right? If this is a little light for you, the more pillows you remove, the more that twist kind of travels up the body, so feel free to adjust. But look away from the knees, and we'll be here for 10 steady breaths. 10. 9. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, feeling yourself getting a little heavier. Feeling that tension that you might be holding on the surface become more of an option. 3, as your legs kind of feel like they should be moving, can you let them relax? 2, and 1, we'll bring the knees back to center and shift to the opposite side, feeling the counter twist and looking in the other direction. We're here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come back to the center. Bring knees to chest. If this feels really nice, make this an added part of your practice. Just wrapping your arms around the knees. We'll actually do that. And just move to the left or to the right for the next 3 or 4 breaths. Massaging the lower back. Feel free to point your toes or flex the feet. Feel the difference in the calves and the hips. As you do so, stretching out those areas. You might find, like me, that when you let go of the tension that you might have even been carrying through your sleep, you get naturally a bit more sleepy. Right? You naturally start to feel those yawns come, because there's a difference between being tired and being relaxed. Right? And what we want to carry throughout the day is not tiredness from sleep, but a relaxed state. Right? We want to keep that same ease that is invited into the body while you're sleeping, but encourage the muscles to also let go. Your subconscious, that conscious tension, we want to let it go. So hopefully we've moved through enough of that at this point, so that you can feel that balance in your breath, right? You can feel your inhale giving you that energy, or kind of upstarting using that energy that you have, and you feel the exhale kind of holding on to what you need, but letting go of the excess. So you're supremely efficient and very balanced. Just 10 breaths. We'll see if we can mimic that balance between our inhale and our exhale. You can actually bring one pointer finger to the other, right? This is called a mudra. This is a hand signal that will help our brain focus on our breathing. I'm going to have my hand here, and this pressure will stay pressure, like stay active if I'm awake, right? So it's not that this is just to keep you awake, but this is just a small reminder to keep that pressure, that lock, that bind of energy available, right? And so I'm not going to say like you're going to start levitating or this is the ultimate path to freedom, right? But it is a nice gentle reminder to stay awake, right? To even wake yourselves up if you need to. So we'll inhale 10 breaths. But people go for hours, right? So kind of take this 10 if you want to go further, be my guest. All right, we're going to sit tall with a tall spine, using the front and the back of the body to elongate the spine. My eyes rest on one spot, so it looks like I'm zoning out, but I'm really zoning in. I'm focusing in on that one area. And I'm going to clear the lungs, breathing as deeply as I did in my 4, 7, 8 breaths. We're going at about 80% depth of breath and about 60% pace. Breath in. Breath out. 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 In. Out. In. Out. Breath in. Breath out. In. Breath out. Let your last one be your fullest breath. And exhale. Life calls you back. You can either stay in this position, just kind of sitting, or if you have the luxury, go on ahead and take your Savasana laying down flat, right? In doing so, you can use the age-old body relaxer or your blanket, right? To do so, in your Savasana, you're simply laying down flat, palms facing up. Breath is steady in and out, and you're just almost trying to imagine that you're melting into the bed. Maybe start with the eyes open, taking full breaths, and eventually allow your eyes to close. Doing your best to feel the release in the pose of Shavasana, right? Trying to let go. Your joints are spread out, so they're not tense, they're not holding anything together. Your muscles aren't active. Try and let the feet, the hands, the head, your elbows,